this person I was with had a very explosive episode, which was completely unwarranted. There was no fight. There was nothing. I don't know if there was something going on here that I didn't understand. But I was so in love that I was like, look, can we get help together? Because even me, I wanted to understand.
Yeah.
And the girl was just like, nah.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Hi guys, we are one man down as you can see, but we are happy to be here after a bit of a small hiatus because life happened as it usually does, but we are back to consistency.
Has it been a hiatus?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Oh, it's not just 1 week?
More even, like
more,
3.
okay,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, because there's the one we knew we were gonna skip.
Yeah.
And then we skipped the next one.
Oh yeah, we had a lot going on.
Yeah, we were laughing. We have a married lady amongst us. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Congrats.
Thanks for coming through. You guys
Yeah.
are like the prettiest bridesmaids in the planet.
Thank you.
We had good direction.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, and we knew we have to impress. Our Mohiki here is just
Very organized.
Yeah. So we're one man down. Ives couldn't make it today because life, but she will be here for the next one. So today we are discussing a relationship topic, a relationship skewed topic.
Yeah.
And this was just us having our usual conversations, talking about every now and then you talk about how messy relationships can get. So we're just talking about the kind of red flags that you need to look out for in a relationship. And then as we're doing that, I came across another website which is not really about the red flags, but it's something that we decided we're just going to discuss. And the heading here, it's a bit rough, but we'll discuss and we shall see whether it's true. But this is, I'm reading from psychologytoday.com, and it says 20 signs that a relationship is over. Okay, this is from their opinion, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And maybe it's important to mention here that a relationship being over sometimes is not a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. It could be a good thing. It could be it's run its course, and now it's just time to move on. Yeah. So I'm going to mention a few things here that they are saying we should look out for that can tell you your relationship might be in trouble.
Okay.
Then you guys can let me know if you agree, you don't agree, if you've experienced anything like that.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. So,
All right, cool.
I think the audience too should.
yes, we'd love
Give
to
us
hear
their
from you guys.
feedback.
Yeah, because I'm sure guys have been through a lot.
Yeah.
Here we're just 3 people. We haven't been through everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us though, like,
I've been through it.
these streets have shown us dust. Hey.
Woo! All right. The first one I guess is something that would be pretty obvious. Conflict is constant.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something to say about that, but basically what they're saying is your fights are relentless, so they're not ending. Like you're just having the fight over and over and over. They even say you're fighting about fighting, or you're not fighting fair. Like you're not fighting about a specific thing, and you'll fight about it, then it ends, and then you move on. So you're just picking fights, I guess.
Yeah, and I'd like to know what, maybe from you guys' experience who have been long-term relationships, what healthy fighting is. Because they say you can't go without conflict.
Yeah, yeah.
But at one point, is it because it's a lot? It's big fights, you know, and then, yeah, like conflict.
Healthy.
These are 20 signs that
your relationship, that a relationship is over.
or that relationship is over. So
Yeah.
some red flags to or some things to take note
Clock,
of.
yeah, before it gets...
Fighting is constant, is what they're saying.
Yes, and it's not fighting over things that are substantial.
Yeah.
You're just
Oh,
fighting
just
for
like
the sake of
bickering.
fighting. Yes. Maybe he has left the cup there, and now you're just like, oh my God, we can't live together because you can't just believe. I think it's just picking little fights.
Yeah. I like the word picked. Like literally, you're just picking fights.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it was healthy, you don't really pick what you're fighting about. It just happens. But
Yeah.
if you're like, if it's ending, you're really just seeing he's put his cup there and you're going specifically to make noise
Yeah.
about it because you want to.
It's not that
and
it's
you
such a
can,
big
and
deal.
Yeah, it's not. It's yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what I
I've been
would
in
say.
situations where fighting is constant and the fight is just because there's a bigger underlying issue that one person is feeling that's not being resolved, or both, you know, there's just like a serious underlying issue, and
It's not being
and
addressed.
a cup is something to say, whatever, or even just maybe you ask somebody to do something, please fill in the cup, please put pressure in the wheels, please. Then they just don't do it, and usually you'd be like, let me go do it. Maybe he didn't feel like, maybe he's tired, but then now you're just like, as in, what the hell?
How could he not?
Yeah, so maybe the underlying issue is this person is so unreliable.
Or I have to keep repeating
I have to keep
myself.
repeating, because that's the worst, when you can't rely on your partner because they are forgetful or
Yeah.
indecisive or whatever.
Another one that's related to that is, or you've stopped even bothering to fight. Like, it's not even worth it.
Would you say that's worse or better? Would you rather?
Would you rather? Lornzie's favorite thing.
Yeah, which one would you rather? Like, you're always like picking fights and fighting all the time, or just like Imeisha, like it's whatever. It is what it is.
I think I'd rather the second one, because it's I'd rather be indifferent than feel stuff.
Constantly
Feeling stuff, constantly fighting. I'd rather be indifferent. But yeah, I think when somebody's just like,
But my question there would be, when you're indifferent about something, you're not feeling it. Is it that you felt it and you've chosen not to? Because I feel like it would be more painful, because you're actually
suppressing.
You may suppress. You're not letting it out. So when is it gonna blow up? Like, I feel it is actually worse. That's why people pick knives and they're like, nigga, get the fuck out of my house.
Guy, like me, remember that story? You guys, let me ask you. Now that you're married, do you feel like you can really just be like, say the shit you want to say, because this one is not going anywhere? Because you see, when you are there, first of all, I've never lived with a significant other, so I don't know the dynamic of living with somebody. So, but then you see, if you live with somebody and you're dating for years, it's like there's still that thing for, you know, let's not break up. Like there's that fear of, I cannot stay there. But now if the day you get married, you're like, "Ii kukuyo yako, toka kwa nyumba, toka." Now it's been a problem, you know. Like, do you feel like?
I want to hear.
Well, okay. So what's your question exactly?
Babe, my question is. But I don't know if I should direct to Shiko, because she's been married for like
longer.
50 years.
75 actually, if we are being accurate.
Yeah, but like, you know, when you get, so the question is, now that you're married, although you've been married for all of a week, now that you're married, do you feel like now you can really like push the buttons when you're fighting, rather than you can be more disrespectful, or you can now if you know, when your boyfriend, you tell him, babe, please be home by 10, because that day he'll be like, you know, curfew, then he comes the next day, because there's no breaking up, you're married.
Well, it's still very new, like you've said. Mine is super new. Like we were saying earlier with Shiko, like I feel now we have unlocked a new level of friendship where we have conversations about our husbands. You know, before I couldn't have had those conversations with her. But I feel it's very new. But my strategy is to employ the same dating strategy. Like, don't really let an argument go past a day. You know, you have to like just discuss it. I think I'm an imbaya for who or for who. That's what we've always done. Like, it's repeated 2 days or 1 day when you're still fighting. So I hope it's still, but I'm feeling like in a couple of, maybe in 5 years, maybe it might be different. I don't know.
Because you'll be like, where is she going to go?
And you
know you have to resolve it for the peace of the home.
You have to fix it.
I don't know. You, how is it?
To answer Jules' question, yes.
In fact, it's your question, that your answer is the one I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yes. To answer your question, yes. As in over time. But for me, I don't think it was so much we are married thing. I think it's more of a time thing that I don't want to say it's utaenda wapi, but utaenda wapi. But then with time, I'm able to say, by the way, I don't like that I don't like the way you do this. I don't like that you do that.
Like you, because you don't speak your mind so much.
Exactly.
You just maintain the peace.
Yes.
You like to maintain the peace.
Yeah. But in my relationship now, where I've figured now, I would rather not be uncomfortable with the not liking this. I'd rather say, and then if it's a problem, it's okay. We'll sort it out. And also, just to take you back to Jules, you had asked about fighting fair. Because that's also another thing that I've learned to do over time. So unless there is booze involved. If alcohol is involved, it cancels out everything.
First of all, fighting alcohol is
it's
so
bad.
You fight badly. You fight badly.
You don't fight fair.
You don't fight fair.
You don't fight fair. Me personally, I know on alcohol I do not fight fair. But fighting fair is also, you've seen the issue. You said, I don't like your socks being on the floor. We don't have to have the fight now, right there. It can be, oh, you don't like, okay, sorry. And we go with Kasirika in our separate corners. We can come back later and someone can be like, okay, sawa, I'll try and pick up my socks.
Yeah.
And with Tisha's like,
and would you say
healthy conflict resolution?
It's also because of the kids? Like, cause
not
I'm just trying to
fight in
think
front
of a
of them.
situation, like the opposite. Let's say, on the flip,
yeah,
you're still with Shiv, but I'm now a Toto.
Okay.
For the same amount of years.
Okay.
Would anything change?
Not too much. Because for me, it's become more of a thing of, we have to live in this house together. I don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to avoid coming home. Me, I like being in the house.
Yeah.
The other one is, it doesn't occur to you to share good news with your partner. So basically, something awesome happens, you close a deal, and you call Lornzie instead.
Yes. I think that's a big problem.
They're not your person.
Yes, they're not your person. I mean, it's good to have other people, but
Definitely.
this is big news. I've never experienced this personally, but unfortunately, there's a friend of mine who I know, who her partner had, like, I don't want to give too much detail, but they had, you need a big...
Close the deal?
Not close the deal, but they have achieved something that they really wanted to achieve.
Okay.
And this chick was part of that. Like, the reason alifika hapo is because she helped ABCD happen. And when that accomplishment happened, he didn't even acknowledge her or, like, you know, tell her, ayabede, the thing happened. She's discovering from other people.
So horrible.
And that's how you, that was, like, I think the beginning of the end of many things. Yeah, because somebody just doesn't, somebody disregards you.
Yeah.
What do they say in detail about that? About, like, not telling people?
What they say is...
Because I do know it's such a big deal, but now that they've written it there, I'm like...
It's a thing, it's a thing. Your partner should not have to be your only cheerleader, which is what you're saying. And there may be plenty of types of news that you naturally share with friends first.
People.
So there can be something that happens that it makes more sense for me to share with you guys than, you know, let's say with my partner. But when all personal good news feels irrelevant to your relationship as a whole, now that's when there's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So in general, good things are happening, but you're not feeling like
I think that's an
And I can
issue.
see how that can be like prevalent in a lot of relationships.
Oh,
even right
Even
now.
a long-term marriages.
Another one. One of you wants to seek help and the other doesn't. What they're saying is, you both know that counseling is needed, okay? But there's one person who's not willing to take that step. Not only does that represent a fundamental impasse in perspectives about how and whether the relationship can be saved, but it also means that there's no joint motivation to fix the relationship.
I agree on that. I agree on that. I am... Sorry, I've just jumped in, but like, I also know somebody who they want to go for therapy. In fact, she has tried twice. The guy came for one session, then the second one, then he stopped coming. Then the second time, I think it's even 3 times. So me, I'm just like, guy, you know,
so she goes by herself.
She didn't stop going. Like he comes the first times, then he stops. So I think that's a big issue. And on a personal level, this story when I looked at you guys, I'm like, you guys remember that crazy? See, this person I was with had a very explosive episode, which was completely unwarranted. There was no fight, there was nothing. I don't know if there was something going on here that I didn't understand. But I was so in love that I was like, look, can we get help together? Because even me, I wanted to understand. And the girl was just like, nah. So I'm like, you know, I can leave because I didn't do anything wrong. But even you don't want help. I think he was also in denial because he felt sorry for what he did. He was like, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Like, whoa, but akakata. So that's a problem.
It really is, because if you think about it, sawa, I might not be a therapy person. I'm in a relationship with Jules, and Jules is a therapy person. But because I am seeing you making this step, see, I'll just come. You know. So even if I don't care for therapy. I'll do it to just, you know, either to appease you or to see if it actually works. So I think the issue there is you You don't care that your person is feeling strongly about you.
Exactly, that's the thing. Yeah, you have to care. There has to be a level of enyewe. Maybe me, I'm not suffering, but
yeah, my person is umyaing.
When your empathy for your partner goes,
hey,
like
that's a bad
being
thing.
your person.
That's a bad thing.
Because who is the person now?
Yeah.
Yep. And you know that's where a woman's mind goes. You get
that's what you mean.
If I'm not your person,
Holy guacamole.
who's your person?
Yeah, because I used to be.
Yeah. We used to be.
And you don't even think about it. It could be his jobo. It could. You just go to like who is he fucking?
These are anxious, preoccupied women. All of us together. We're like,
each other.
Kumbe the guy is just going to play pool.
Okay. He just wants to have a drink.
He just have a drink.
Oh my gosh. Another one. You're increasing your justifying of staying in the relationship for external factors, e.g., financial security. You don't want to disrupt kids' lives. You don't want to start afresh, which for someone like me, so deep into it would be, I'd be lost.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. You've begun to treat each other with superficial politeness. So I don't know if this is being passive-aggressive. Let me see. Yeah. So similar to total lack of fighting, a completely detached and superficial civility is often a sign that both people have checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're roommates. So you're having conversations, but not necessarily in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your partner feels more like a roommate or an acquaintance than someone whom you have a high level of emotional intimacy with, there's a substantial problem. But in a long-term relationship, sometimes I think you become roommates at sometimes.
You do.
Sometimes your conversations are about nyama and maziwa and has the baby pooped.
And then even look at for me, I look at my parents as an example.
Yeah.
I don't really see them being muzungu intimate, like white man intimate, like holding hands. In fact, when I traveled for school, this was the first time I saw old people holding hands,
like being in
public.
love.
Not being in love, not like us, like in not that kind of young love, but like you see a couple in the park. First of all, just seeing couples was interesting. You know,
spending time.
Actually, they're going to they're feeding ducks together.
It's not that they're in the mall doing shopping. The man is pushing the trolley.
They're not doing errands.
Yeah.
They're just spending time. I saw a lot of hand holding in older couples and just sitting close to each other, or like the hand on the thigh on a park bench, walking, and I found that very interesting. That's not our in my family. That's not my culture.
Not really.
Only on birthdays, special occasions, or big celebrations. When you see a kiss on the mouth, you're like, ew!
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Like,
It
that's
becomes
gross.
a bit weird.
The other day, my mom called my dad my sweetheart. I just said, okay, what's happening?
You rolled your eyes.
I was so discomforted. So I think, I wonder how we can apply that to an African setting. Because there's just that regular, like I haven't grown up with that, like, mushy. But it's something I aspire to. I think I like it. I like a level of it.
I think it's good. Lastly, you constantly have to apologize for who you are. Being able to be your genuine, authentic self and be not just accepted but loved for it is one of the great gifts of a supportive relationship. In the absence of that, it may be time to reevaluate and examine your true level of compatibility.
Yes.
I can see you vibrating.
I'm vibrating.
She's like,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. I completely agree.
I don't even have anything to add to that.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I'm just going to say the same thing, but in a different language. The thing is, you can be in a honeymoon phase for a while, like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you're still not your full self. Then when you become your self, somebody's like, I don't like how you talk, I don't like how you chew, I don't like how you argue, I don't like how you, things that are, not even argue, those are things you can adjust. There are things which are just core to who you are.
Yes.
There are fundamental things that are non-adjustable. Traits, personality type. There are things, if somebody cannot accept about you, it's okay to just walk away before you get married or before you get into whatever. But I say this with a pinch of salt or with there's a flip side. At the end of the day, I still feel like there are some issues that can be worked on, like acceptance. You know, if you just have one of these signs or this one last one that Shikie said on its own, it's not like, okay, now because of that I'm done. The things you can work, you have to work on relationships. In fact,
that's true.
Yeah, for me, I believe this is something I read somewhere, that love is a skill. It's a skill. It's a skill. It's the way you learn cooking. It's a life skill. The way you learn the skill for your job.
Yes.
So you also have to learn how to love somebody for who they are and love yourself. You know, just loving in a relationship is a skill. Yeah. That's where you learn how to have conflict resolution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even what you said, learning to love someone for who they are, it's not a very simple thing. Because this might be the perfect person 90%, but there's that one thing that really, you know, that really kasirishes you. And then I also wanted to mention, sadly, sometimes I think different people take different amounts of time to show their true self. So you might end up seeing it when you're so deep in this thing. But these guys have said examine. They said they're not saying break up tomorrow, but you need to.
Oh, that's what they're saying?
Yes, they said you might need to re-evaluate and examine your true level of compatibility.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. That's what I was worried about. You know, an article like that. That's probably just for clickbait.
Yes.
20 signs your relationship is over. You know, things don't just end. Like in my book, anyway, I know I usually give things time. Like it doesn't take 1, 2, 3. You know, the 3 things for a relationship to end. Even though I've seen red flags, maybe that's something I need to adjust. But I usually take my time.
You should take your time.
I take my time before I say it's over. It's over. It's over. So like, these are things, and I think when you know these things, you're able to also now say, these are my non-negotiables.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are my negotiables. So if you have your 2, 3 non-negotiables, 1, we have to have the same level of communication. 2, maybe I would say if we have the same love language, maybe. 3, we need to be financially the same or from the same financial background or whatever.
Or financial goals.
Financial goals, similar outlook. So you have your non-negotiables, and then now. So it's very important to have that introspective sense.
Yeah. Before, even as you're going in, you as an individual, you need to have your things, regardless of who your person is.
Yeah, and if you decide to negotiate on them, just know that is now stress unajiekea, and when you're stressed in a relationship, don't start saying, how comes now you don't start telling somebody to start changing. You knew who they were when you went in.
You know? For me, I also know someone who recently got separated from their wives. This is a guy, and so I was like, okay, so what's the one thing what's your one lesson would you give us as well? He was just like, look, don't forget who you are and don't forget about yourself. Like if you can still, like basically, like you see how you're talking about your negotiables and non-negotiables. Keep your like keep them there. Don't negotiate on something you can like opposite. Like you get like just stay true to yourself and make sure that you always. You're still that person. Like, okay, people change when people grow, but the fundamentals of you,
your values,
don't change them for anyone.
True.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
So you have to know what those things are.
Yes.
Like maybe for you, one of your things is that I have to be in a financially stable relationship. Okay, things happen. Some people lose jobs, but you know this person already has an existing career. So, and they have, they're not just at figuring things out. Then you say, I'll get married to the prospective. So but it's hard when you're single. Let me just tell you guys out there who are looking for love. Sometimes you get to a place you feel so alone. You're like, let me just negotiate. Let me bend. Just to know as you are bending, you bend.
It's not easy.
You bend. But ujweni wewe tu utakuwa na hiyo shida. Me, I can tell you that has been me. I have negotiated things. Then I'm like, first of all, why am I causing about this? Okay, you knew.
Okay.
So keep quiet. You take your msalaba.
I
just sound like my mother. That is your msalaba now.
Carry your cross, babe.
You do become
our mother.
That's what happens when you turn 30. All right. I think that's it.
I think that's
it. I think that's it. So you guys just tell us in the comments. Have you experienced some of these things? Was the relationship over? Was it salvaged? Yeah, because I think things are a lot more complicated than just saying this is the list of things.
Yeah.
So now it's over. You have to think. You have to examine.
Yeah.
You have to see how much you're willing to bend, what you're willing to bend for. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Still remember, it's road to 100K. So if you've liked this video and this is something that you feel passionately about, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment, like she said. Subscribe to our channel over there. We're still on road to 100K. Please share.
We have about 3,000.
Yeah, but thanks so much so far. Share this episode to somebody who you feel like they might benefit from it.
Yeah.
Okay. And subscribe.
Yeah, it is free.
It's free. It's free.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Adios.
Peace.
Over 25. Subscribe.